guests may be seated. On behalf of Aletha and Dan, I'd like to welcome you and thank you for being here to share in this very special moment with them. We have come here to give this couple support, to witness their commitment and vows, and to celebrate with them as they become husband and wife. This union is not entered into lightly, but a simple reflection of the love that is developed between the two of them. I got a question for the parents at this time, and your answer will be, we do. Do you, the parents of Daniel and Aletha, give your blessing to this couple and promise them your continued love and support and to uphold them in their marriage?
We do.
That's a good sounding. We do.
Let's say Aletha.
Stay behind your kids. Say I will. Dan, will you take Aletha as your wife, as your companion and best friend for life? Will you treat her with love, devotion, honor, and respect? Will you stand by her in the triumphs and tragedies of life as a faithful and caring husband?
I will.
Aletha, will you take Dan as your husband, as your companion and best friend for life? Will you treat him with love, devotion, honor, and respect? Will you stand by him in the triumphs and tragedies of life as a faithful and caring wife? Excellent.
Thank God.
At this time, we're going to ask Courtney to come, and she's got a reading for us.
He's not perfect. You aren't either. The two of you will never be perfect. But if you can make each other laugh at least once, if you cause each other to think twice, and if you can admit to being human and making mistakes, hold on to each other and give the most you can. Aletha, he isn't going to quote poetry. He's not thinking about you every moment. But he will give you a part of him that he knows you could break. Don't hurt him. Don't change him, and don't expect for more than he can give. Don't analyze. Smile when he makes you happy, yell when he makes you mad, and miss him when he's not there. Dan, fall in love with her over and over. Be vulnerable, respect her emotionally and spiritually. The little things count, and always remember each day is a new day. Love hard when there is love to be had, because perfect men and women don't exist, but there's always someone that is perfect for you. Marriage is a partnership of two unique people who bring out the very best in each other, and who know that even though they are wonderful as individuals, they are even better together.
Thank you, Courtney. This time I'm just going to take a couple minutes, and I just want to share with the two of you some principles that I hope will help you have that great marriage that I know the two of you desire. The first one is just a great marriage must be created. And when we really think about that, really, there's few things in life that are really worth a lot that just happen by themselves. Most things are created. Most things take work. And it's the same thing with your marriage relationship. I'll go as far as saying this, you'll get as much out of your marriage as you're willing to put into your marriage. The more you invest in your marriage, the more you'll get out of your marriage. In that reading, it talked about a partnership that is being formed here today. And that's one of the neat things about the marriage, a partnership, to enjoy the great days like today, but also, and you guys have probably already experienced this, when one of you is feeling a little bit down and discouraged, the other person's there to lift the spirits of the other person. And there's different ways, we can bring comfort. Dan, sometimes it'll be just that great smile that Aletha has that'll bring you comfort. Sometimes it's the words that you'll say to each other. Sometimes it's just an old-fashioned bear hug that is used. But throughout your lives, you'll have to be that rock that the other person can lean on when they're going through that difficult time. Next principle is this, communication. We realize communication is important in all of life, but especially in the marriage relationship. Always try to be honest with your communication toward one another. And we realize communication really works two ways. There's really two forms, verbal, which I'm doing now, and then there's the non-verbal. And you maybe already experienced, Dan, that look. And you know what that look means. And the longer you guys are together, the more you'll pick up on that non-verbal communication as you grow together as a couple. You know, there's sometimes, if I'm watching a baseball game or I just finished watching the hockey playoffs and my wife wants to talk to me about something, hopefully between periods, but if it's not, I need to put the TV on pause and listen to her because she's got something important that she's trying to communicate to me. I call this the art of being a good listener. And Aletha, if you're always wondering if Dan is listening to you, just ask him to repeat back what you just said. And I think all of us have been caught from time to time with our minds wandering and not really listening to the other person. But I think the real reason you've asked us to be here today is to express the love that you have for each other. I can tell this is a deep love. This is a rich love that the two of you have. There's 3 words that I want you to say to each other whenever you think about it, and that's I love you. But not only say the words, continue to demonstrate the love that you have for each other. You know, and that could be getting up extra early one morning and making the other person their favorite breakfast. Or sending an email or text partway through the day just saying, you know, I'm thinking about you right now. Those little things really do mean a lot. You know, I was listening the other day on a talk show, and I don't get a lot of my information from a talk show, but my ears kind of perked up because they're talking about some principles that really help make a great marriage. And one of the things they said, they surveyed a bunch of couples, and they found that couples that praise each other and look for things that they can say, you know, that was a great job you did there, or so often we take each other for granted and we don't even do simple things like saying thank you when somebody brings us something. So practice that. Look for things that you can praise about each other. So those are just some simple principles. Nothing new there. But I notice you put those into practice, it'll help you have that great marriage that I know the two of you desire. Well, at this time, it's time to do your vows. So Dan, we're going to start with you. I, Dan, take you, Aletha.
I, Dan, take you, Aletha.
There, to be my wife,
To be my wife,
knowing in my heart
knowing in my heart
that you will be
that you will be
my constant friend,
my constant friend,
my faithful partner,
my faithful partner,
and one true love. It's okay. Just take a breath.
and one true love.
You are my best friend,
You are my best friend,
and I will love
and I will love
and respect
and
you always.
respect you always.
With my whole heart,
With my whole heart,
I take you,
I take you,
acknowledging and accepting
acknowledging and accepting
your faults and strengths
your faults and strengths
as you do mine.
as you do mine.
I, Aletha, take you, Dan,
I, Aletha, take you, Dan,
to be my husband,
to be my husband,
knowing in my heart
knowing in my heart
that you will be
that you will be
my constant friend,
my constant friend,
my faithful partner,
my faithful partner,
and one true love.
and one true love.
You are my best friend,
You are my best friend,
and I will love
and I will love
and respect you always.
and respect you always.
With my whole heart,
With my whole heart,
I take you,
I take you,
acknowledging and accepting your faults
acknowledging and accepting your faults
and strengths
and strengths
as you do mine.
as you do mine.
All right, as you can tell, those words were really special to them. They're meaningful words. At this time, we're going to exchange rings. These rings that Aletha and Dan are about to exchange are really just simple symbols. Every time the two of you look at your rings, it's going to remind you of the vows you made to each other today in our presence. So Dan, place it on her finger. Right now? Yeah, go ahead. Slide it up. And repeat after me. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a sign of my love
as a sign of my love
and my commitment
and my commitment
to our life together.
to our life together.
For Dan, place it on his finger. Repeat after me. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a sign of my love
as a sign of my love
and my commitment
and my commitment
to our life together.
to our life together.
How do they feel on this?
Sweaty.
Yes, that's a good sign. Well, Aletha and Dan have made their vows to each other in our presence. They've confirmed their promises by the joining of hands and the exchange of rings. Therefore, by the authority given to me by the province of Ontario, I now pronounce that they are husband and wife. You may All right. That's a good kiss. The photographer got that picture.
Been working on it.
All day.
Got some closing words that I'm going to read at this time. May life bring you beautiful moments full of togetherness and love that will leave you with memories to warm your souls for many years to come. May you discover new ways to appreciate the great gifts you have as a couple. May you have all the time you want to enjoy the magic and wonder of your love. May you look ahead with faith and confidence that the coming years will be your best years ever. But most of all, may you share all this for as long as you live and love together. At this time, we're going to go over and sign the license. Anything you can lead the way there. And you can have a seat on the chair. Dan, you want to pull your brother's hat there. Right? Looks like our pen has blown off, but I have another one, so that's why I carry another one. So you want to sign right there, 43 by the X there. And right here where it says spouse, you are a spouse now. Dan, if you just want to lean over her and sign, right there where it says spouse, yeah. And then right here, 42 by the X, right there.
Here?
Yep. Great. And then we'll get your witnesses to sign, so you guys can just stand at the back of them here.
Here.
Okay. So you can 45 by the X. Grab that. Yeah. Good. And then right here, where it says witness, and just write your address right underneath there, please. Good catch there.
Yeah.
And then one more spot right there where it says signature of witness. Right there. Good, thank you. You can either be seated or stand. Begin to sign right there. 44 next there. And right there, write your address right underneath her. Oh, it's got bubbles going on already. Yeah. So you guys can go back to your spots over there. Couple announcements I'd just like to make at this time. Immediately following the ceremony, you can go upstairs on the patio, and there'll be some cocktails there for you to enjoy. And then we'd ask you to be seated at 5 o'clock for dinner. Well, ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand? It's my privilege to present for the very first time, brand new husband and wife, Dan and Aletha.
And that
We'll
leche.
do these and then we'll do the cousin ones and then more. Perfect.
Hey.
Good. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Patrick O'Neill. I'm a friend of the bride and the groom, and I will be your master of ceremonies for the evening. At this time, I would like to introduce the wedding party. First, you may mistake this groomsman as one of the groom's less attractive, taller brothers, Jeff, along with the groom's best friend, Evan, accompanied by Megan, the bride's older sister, older cousin, but not wiser cousin. All the way from the hometown of the great one, Wayne Gretzky, the bride's cousin, Hallie, and now, as of today, the groom's brother-in-law, Curtis. The bride and groom like to think this next bridesmaid had a hand in today's ceremonies. If it wasn't for this individual, there's a good chance this day would never have happened. Eiley, the bridesmaid responsible for introducing Dan and Hallie, and the groom's youngest brother, Rory. All the way from Denver, Colorado, the bride's cousin Sam, and another of the groom's brothers, Niall. And introducing the bride's FBBFF, which stands for Food Basics, Best Friend Forever, the maid of honor, Courtney, and the groom's older brother, Connor. The maid of honor, Courtney, and the groom's older brother, Connor. Connor, Courtney. Dan and Allie are ready for their first dance. Please put your hands together for the beautiful couple, the newlyweds, Dan and Allie.
like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me. Hold me close and hold me fast. The magic spell you cast. This is la vie en rose. And when you kiss me, heaven sighs. And though I close my eyes, I see la vie en rose. Fill my heart with song, let me sing forevermore. You're all that I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. When you press me to your heart, I'm in a world apart, a world where roses bloom. And when you speak, angels sing from above. Everyday words seem to turn into love songs. Give your heart and soul to me, and life will always be la vie en rose. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you.
Is this water, wine, and beer?
The trifecta. Only the best.
Literally right here, honey. Okay. Cheese.
Good evening. I have a few short words and a few announcements to make before we move into dinner. When Dan first asked me to be the MC, he said that I should keep this short, maybe 1 or 2 minutes. That's a time frame right in my wheelhouse, Dan. Just ask Leah. I wish though that I could say when Dan and I first met, I wish we were both small, little guys. But it was first year university and one of us was already average height. Dan and I did meet at University of Windsor. We went on to share many unforgettable memories together, Dan and I, along with some other special individuals, Brandon Visser, Josh Smith, spent a lot of time together and grew as individuals and friends. We were inseparable. We'd go for walks together to class, talk about our days over dinner, and even curl up on the dorm couch and watch some of our favorite shows. And when I started thinking about that, I thought, Dan was kind of like my practice wife. It was really good. But when I did start thinking about what I was going to say today, I had my son with me, and he said, "Dad, I've heard that in some parts of Africa, a man doesn't really know his wife until he marries her." And I said, "Son, that happens everywhere." So I do have a few pieces of advice for you, Dan, and the justice of the peace was excellent this afternoon, and he mentioned the importance of communication, both verbal and nonverbal. So I'm going to talk to that a little bit right now. So here are 9 words, Dan, that women will use to hide their feelings. Just to prepare you.
Godspeed.
So the first word, number 1, is the word fine. And this is a word women will use, Dan, to end an argument when they're right and you need to shut up. Okay. Number 2, 5 minutes. If she's getting dressed, that means half hour to an hour. But if it means that you need to come up and help doing something around the house, it means right now. Okay? Number 3, nothing. This is an important one. This is the calm before the storm. It usually means something, and you should be on your toes. Arguments that begin with nothing usually end with fine. Number 4, go ahead. Dan, this is a dare, not a commission. Don't do it. Number 5, not a verbal but a non-verbal, the loud sigh. This is often misunderstood. It means she thinks you're an idiot. And she wonders why she's wasting her time standing here and arguing with you about nothing. Refer back to number 3 for the meaning of nothing. Number 6, that's okay. This is one of the most dangerous statements a woman can make to a man, Dan. That's okay means she wants to think long and hard before deciding how and when you will pay for your mistake. The justice of the peace mentioned the word thank you. So number 7 is thanks. Dan, if Ali says thanks, a woman is thanking you. Do not question her or faint it. Just say you're welcome. But if she says thanks a lot, that is pure sarcasm. She's not thanking you at all. Do not say you're welcome, or that will bring on whatever. Number 8, whatever. Whatever is a woman's way of saying, frig you. Number 9. I use that because you say frig you all. So, number 9, don't worry about it, I've got it. Another dangerous statement meaning you knew it had to be done, but you were too lazy to do it. Dan, men should know what needs to be done. But it could also be that it is something the woman has told the man to do several times and is now doing it for herself. This will later result in a man asking, what's wrong? And for that response, refer back to number 3, nothing. Okay, all jokes aside, my advice for both of you, Dan, is to always love, speak, and act with all your heart, always remembering that marriage is a wonderful promise that you have made to your best friend, Ali. You know you're in love when you can't fall asleep, because reality is finally better than your dreams. And Dan, you look like you haven't slept in a while. Would everyone please join me in raising their champagne glasses to the beautiful bride and groom, Dan and Ali. It is the time of the evening when we will have speeches from members of the wedding party as well as parents of the bride and groom and, of course, the bride and groom themselves.
Are you sure you want to go? You don't want to stay with Dad?
I would like to
Are you
thank
sure you want to go?
Daniel for getting up extra early this morning to bake those cupcakes. They were delicious. Our first, and there's only a couple left, so if you haven't had 2 or 3 yet, you should come up and grab one more.
Okay, with Daddy, like last night.
The first speech of the evening will be
Okay,
the maid of honor, Courtney.
Hello, everyone. I am Courtney. As Ali said, I am her Food Basics best friend forever. that's pretty much it. Sorry.
Well done.
That's a speech. Cheers!
Allie and Dan, today is the day that you'll always remember. You start the day off just two people in love and will end tonight as husband and wife. It's a brand new beginning, the start of a new journey with moments to cherish. Although there will be times when you both disagree, these will surely be outweighed by pleasure. You will hear many words of advice, but the answers are hidden inside where the bond of true love lies. Live happy forever as lovers and friends. When you look at each other with love in your eyes, together as one, follow your hopes and dreams as tomorrow will bring you the greatest joys. But today is where it all started. Allie, our journey began when we were dressed up one Halloween as a Crayola crayon. Our friendship has been extremely colorful and memorable over the years, from Red Lobster, ice cream, and concerts to bridal showers and crafts for this perfect day. And I need to add in that Allie almost hit me with her car twice yesterday. Within a 3-hour span. I remember an evening where we were driving home from somewhere and we talked about where our lives were going and where we thought we'd hope they'd be. You, my dear, are where you always talk about being, beside the man who's your best friend every day, all day. Dr. Seuss said it best. We're all a little weird, and when life is a little weird, and when we find someone whose weirdness is compatible with ours, we join up with them and fall mutually satisfying weirdness and call it love, true love. Cheers.
Thank you, Courtney. I'd like to invite up the groom's oldest brother, Connor.
Single lady, single. Oh my goodness. Oh, single ladies.
Getting razzed already, haven't even started. So I have the pleasure and privilege of saying a few words on behalf of the three brothers tonight. First of all, today I've been a very keen observer, and the first thing I want to say to everyone here is the amount of support and love that you've shown Allie and Daniel is unbelievable, and you should give all yourselves a round of applause. Many of you have come in from around the world, Europe, New Zealand, the US, different parts of Ontario, and I know that they feel incredibly blessed for the support that they have. Congratulations to all of you. Congratulations to Pat for being the MC and doing a great job so far as well. So I had thought of a few different stories to tell, trying to keep it pretty PG, but Daniel reminded me of a reasonably good one most recently at his bachelor party. So for the gentlemen that were there, they'll recall this story as well. It was 3:30 in the morning, a bag of all-dressed chips in one hand, beer in the other hand, which I'm sure a lot of his stories start like. And this was told incredibly coherent. So we were fishing underneath a bridge when we were younger, and I'm not sure if it was just him and I that were there, or Dad was there as well. I think Dad was there, and maybe he can attest to some of this. But out of the darkness came, I'm telling this as Daniel, out of the darkness came a shark that was this big, which was a pike, and he nabbed that shark and fought it for 10 to 15 minutes before it went away. Or basically, he snapped the line and went away. My account of the story was, it was a pike. It was about this big. He took half a reel on the rod and it snapped it and swam away immediately. But this is what Daniel does. This is one of the great qualities about him. He likes to exaggerate, but he does it so he can get a laugh, and he's the life of the party and always enjoys giving people a good laugh. One of his other really great qualities is, and Ali will probably benefit from this at some point, he can find a deal anywhere at any time worldwide. So for anyone that's interested in shopping of any sort, he'll have a website link for you later and be trolling around the room. But all jokes aside, from you giving me my first bloody nose nose to playing soccer growing up, and lastly watching you stagger down the driveway at a party that we had in Perth where he first drank a little bit too much. It's been a pleasure sharing those memories with you, and I wouldn't have shared them with anyone else, so thanks for that. To my new sister Allie and the beautiful bride, you have successfully accomplished the two things that are most important for entrance into the Collins family. The first is you can survive a lineup with the Collins brothers present, along with food. And the second, and the more enjoyable, is every time we see Allie, she gets a little bit more comfortable with us and makes fun of us more and more, which for me is really, really enjoyable. Allie, as you know, I don't have very much experience with sisters. I've had a sister for 3 hours and 44 minutes so far. But what I want to say to you is my door is always open for whatever you need. So this is where the older brother gives sage wisdom and marital advice. But as was screamed by my 3 brothers, I'm the only single Collins brother, so that's not going to happen. But what I'll say is you have 2 sets of great parents in Mom and Dad and Kim and Ken, who have very long-standing relationships that have basically gone against the test of time, and they're still very loving relationships, so I'm sure you can look to them for any advice that you need or any questions that you have. I'd like to finish with a bit of a quote that I heard the other day by a gentleman by the name of Stephen Covey, who's a businessman, but I think that this quote will apply well to both Allie and Dan. And the quote goes as follows: the main thing is to make sure the main thing is the main thing. So make each other the main thing, invest in each other, and I think above all, in a digital age of social media, probably the simplest thing you can do is have a conversation with each other, because that, generally speaking, goes a long way. So I'd like to make a toast. I'd like to call up the other 2 brothers for the toast. So we can all get up here, because I just think that's right, and I don't want them to get off with not saying any words. So to Allie and Daniel, we love you both. To the best life ever. See how now Roy got away with saying that.
How could that? That's all I got.
Thank you, Connor. Your comment about Dan's exaggeration definitely brought some memories back. Evan would remember that putt Dan made about 5 years ago.
Hold on. It was like 60 feet.
Yeah, here we go.
The sharks with you way, right?
That's right. So,
Bigger than the pipe.
if you guys want a good story, just ask Dan about his best putt ever.
I'll give you 5.
Yeah. Anyway, I would like to invite up the groom's parents, John and Christine Collins.
Never spoken into a microphone before.
Good job.
Could get power hungry. We're the very proud parents of the groom, the very handsome groom. We're really happy to have Ali as part of our family, the beautiful bride. I just wanted to say my dad would have loved to have been here, so Grandad sends his love. I don't think I'm Yeah, I'm really happy to have Ali in the family to kind of balance the male energy in the house, some female energy. You can be with me.
Ali came on a vacation at Christmas with us to Costa Rica, and it didn't really put her off. So she passed that test. But part of this is thanking Kim and Ken and Aletha into our family and our extended family. And we've really enjoyed getting to know you folks, and hopefully we'll get to know you folks a little bit better in the future.
So Daniel, you just make us proud every day, and we're going to be really happy to see the two of you grow together. Just welcome to the family, Ali, and Ali's family. I think that's everything.
Yeah, we were stuck for things to say. I had written a speech twice. Christine tore it up twice. But what we did do was we wrote a rap to the music of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Everyone wants to hear this, Daniel.
But we forgot the music. But anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you, John and Christine. Next, I'd like to invite up the bride's parents, Ken and Kim.
Yeah, first, we'd like to officially welcome Dan into the Cartmel clan. It's been nice getting to know you over the last couple of years and that. It's been great getting to know Dan's mom and dad and his brothers. I think we're all going to get along very well together.
We don't really have a choice.
Oh, we do. Next, thanks to the wedding party for all your help and support for Ali and Dan. You know, you've been a great group of people to get to know. And thanks for today. For all the people here tonight, thank you too for coming here. Like Dan said before, or Connor said, people have come from all over, you know, overseas, the Great Pond in the US and other parts of Ontario and Canada, so thank you. Something I haven't shared with Dan yet, but I know he's a big soccer fan. I have to let him know today, Ali's soccer career was very short.
It's not a surprise.
But she did a great job at picking up dandelions from the field that day. It was like almost 25 years ago. We had this great little girl, and she's been a joy. She used to drool quite a bit though on my chest. And she did grow out of it, I think, Dan. But I hope everybody has a good time tonight. Thank you for me and Kim for coming here tonight. And wish you guys all the best in the future. Thank you.
just drool.
Okay, well, I think that's just about it. So, wait. Now, actually, I think Dan has a few words. Ali and Dan, would you please come and speak to the crowd that came to see you tonight? Everybody, a round of applause for Ali and Dan.
Just to make sure I've got some courage. Oh, jeez. All right, it's their turn.
It's your turn.
All right. First of all, I think we need to say a big thank you to all the wait staff for tonight. Bartenders, kitchen staff, everybody at Line Up. You've done an outstanding job this evening, and everything was delicious and awesome. So I want to say a big thank you to that. Secondly, I want to say a big thank you to Mr. Pat O'Neill, our MC for this evening. Everyone give him a big round of applause. He's done a great job. As Pat mentioned, we met in university. We had the pleasure of spending one year together at least. And we bonded over chocolate chip cookies, coffee. Whose phone's that? Oh, come on. This is a really important part of the night. The first thing that went wrong. Oh, yeah. Take a picture of that, Terry. That's the night. Anyway. So no, we bonded over chocolate chip cookies. We bonded over coffee. We ate a little. We were kind of somewhat secluded and nerdy, but we didn't focus so much on schoolwork. But I'm very happy and grateful that you were able to be part of this evening, and I really appreciate it, and I thank you for that. Thank you. So, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit nervous. This is the first time I have made a groom speech. Oh, it says pause for controllable laughter. Okay, there we go, yeah. Alright, so that was worth it. So on behalf of my wife and I suppose I am going to have to get used to saying that. I would like to start by thanking everyone for today, for sharing the very special day with us. And thank you for all the wonderful gifts and the cards that you've given us, and we're very, very touched by everyone's generosity. Something's happening there. The floor is creaking. We've both been very nervous about today. And it means it's written right there to say it like that. It means a great deal to us that you are all here sharing this day with us. And we hope that you are all enjoying the occasion every bit as much as we are. I would like to say a special thank you to those that have traveled some distance to be here today. It was quite a humbling experience to realize that you have friends and family that care so much about you to travel so far. So we really appreciate that. We would also like to take a minute to think about those that could not be with us here today. So let's all raise our glasses and toast our absent friends and family. pollen, there's, I don't know what else, the grass. What kind of grass is that? No, the allergies are all over the place. I didn't take a Claritin. So most people on their wedding day describe it as their happiest day of their lives. That worries me because it implies that as of tomorrow, there's a lifelong decline ahead. So I'm making the most of today. However, I'm so happy today that even days less happy would still be the most blissful than days preceding our wedding day, than today. We must say that we've been really impressed by the number of people that have rallied around us to help us in preparation for today. If you're not mentioned by name, and that's most likely most of you, please be assured that Ali and I are very grateful for everybody's help getting everything ready.
What?
This guy! Now you! I shouldn't even finish. I also want to say thank you to my brothers. Yes, brothers. To my parents. You've put up with me for all of these years, and you've been around there, or you've been there, not around there. You've been around there too, but I don't know what you've been around, but you've been there. When I need you guys the most. Mom, Dad, you've been... Pollen is everywhere. That's why pants there. You've given me a wonderful start. I'm sorry, Mom and Dad. You've given me a wonderful start in life, and I'm very fortunate and proud to have you as my parents. And I love you all. Okay, this is Allie's part, so I'm gonna...
I don't think I've ever had to speak into a mic before. I would just like to say thanks to my parents. I am very thankful to be able to call you Mom and Dad. I am very lucky I got stuck with you. Curtis, we may not always get along, but you were always there when I needed you most. I would also like to say a huge thank you to my family who have helped out with the decorations and planning for this day. We both appreciate it very much. Grandma, I think you can officially say you are a professional pom-pom maker. You made like 50. Oh, I forgot my spot.
Is the pollen?
It's the pollen. Where was I? Of course, I have to say a huge thank you to all my bridesmaids. You have all made this experience amazing. And my maid of honor, Courtney, I am so happy to be able to call you my friend. You have been awesome throughout this whole experience. And that's it for my part.
I just hope the pollen doesn't get to my sinuses this time. We can get through this, guys, together. So there's a bit of an unwritten rule of wedding etiquette that states that nobody should look more handsome than the groom. And most of all, I would like to thank my groomsmen for following that rule. A little, subpar, but whatever. To the bridesmaids, just like Ali had mentioned, thanks for calming Ali's nerves and helping her in preparation for today. I'd also like to thank you for getting her here in one piece and somewhat on time. You did a brilliant job, and you all look very beautiful tonight. So, would like to simply end with a toast this evening. This up, right here. To our guests, friends, and family, may you always be as happy as we are today. To my parents, John and Christine, who showed me what marriage means. Shut up. To Ken and Kim, who must be among the best parents in the world because they've raised Allie. And finally to Allie, you're the love of my life and I love you. Thank you.
I think Dan broke the mic. All right, the bar will be opening up shortly. And just a reminder to the tables at the back, I think it was 10, 11, 12. You guys are done for the evening, so I'll see you later. But those were wonderful speeches, and I hope everyone enjoys the evening. Have a good night.
I know what you see when you look at me as we walk down the aisle. Little pink tutu, bows and tennis shoes, and the wide eyes of your child. Those are all the memories you will cherish and you'll carry, no matter how much time has come and gone. Daddy, dance with me. I want you to see the woman I've become. Daddy, don't let go. I want you to know I'll always need your love.
Very beautiful, very beautiful. I don't think there's a dry eye in the house. Very nice.
Let's start living dangerously. Talk to me, baby. I'm going up the stairs since we found a wall. Let's move on to go crazy, crazy. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Keep on hoping we can't by the ocean. Now for me, baby. I'll be with you, be my only one. Let's move on to go crazy, crazy. I work out when I walk in the spot. sexy and I know it.